welcome to Secondhand Blasters. This is Normatico here, and today we are actually going to be reviewing some Chinese products. Yes, I'm actually looking at the worker brand Cheetah. So the Cheetah itself, it is a blaster that is injected molded, clear. You can actually see through everything. You can see the internals. It is designed to shoot rival rounds. There are other versions of this one that they actually do sell with the half dart blasters that you can actually put together. I recommend getting those over at Out of Darts. You can find those for $40. This one actually only retails at $20 on Out of Darts, as well as on Amazon. So I actually, when I go to open up this box, this blaster itself, it does come already pre-assembled. The one from Out of Darts with the mini darts does not. So if you are into learning how to actually put together a blaster, I would recommend actually going with that because of the fact that the instructions are pretty easy to follow. Just to give you an idea, I do have that one here, and it is quite the little powerhouse. We're going to be talking about that one in a second. But regarding this blaster, again, $20. What you get is the actual blaster itself. It comes inside of this bag. You pull it out, and you have 6 rival-compatible rounds. In fact, I'm pretty sure that these are probably Nerf rival rounds that they've just packaged. Let's take a look here. They definitely feel like rival rounds. They don't feel like the aftermarket things you normally would find. Well, no, these aren't quite rival rounds. They don't compress quite as well as they do, but they do compress, so they're not entirely the cheapest rounds in the world, but they're there. Of course, the blaster itself does have round storage right here. You can fit 4 down here and 1 in here. It does come with 6 rounds, so you can fit all of your rounds in the blaster plus load 1 in the chamber. Now, it is a single action, or well, technically it's a double action, but it is a single load, single fire at a time, so there's not a magazine, and that's okay because you know what? These are fun. To actually load the blaster, you just pull back on here, you load it through the front, as so. To quote the promotional materials, for increased enjoyment, whatever that means, and then you fire. Ow. Okay. Yeah, there's a little bit of power on this one. So I have not actually had a chance to hook this up to the chronograph yet. We are going to do that. I do know that with the half-size darts, yeah, it is pretty powerful. Now, it does have one single Picatinny rail here. I'll be honest with you, if you wanted to attach like a little red dot sight, that's fine. And then, of course, you do have 2 little holes here that are cut out, and I don't know exactly why this is, because this is not made for shooting standard size darts or for the half-size darts yet. You can buy the body kit for it. Maybe you would store darts here. I don't know. I do not know whatsoever. But, you know, it is pretty simple, pretty basic blaster. $20, I'll be honest with you, for a rival round blaster is not too bad, and it feels pretty comfortable in your hands. This actually feels like a really solid piece of plastic. It does not feel cheap. It is injected molded. As I said, it's not quite 3D printed. And then, of course, you do have the safety here that just slides in and out for the trigger. That is pretty much standard in any rival blaster that you get. Of course, with the actual pull handle here, that is pretty comfortable, and it is not too hard of a prime, as you can see. I'm going to have to shoot another one of these balls again. That feels so lovely right there in my hand. Anyways, so that is the Cheetah with rival rounds. Now, looking over at the Cheetah with the modification for the mini darts. This blaster, it is quite the little beast. They promote that this one can go 200 feet per second. I believe that it can go much farther than that. It does come with one single Talon mag that holds up to 15 darts, and it comes with 10 of the Gen 3 darts with the purple with orange tip. So we are going to actually go ahead and test these out. We're going to do a distance test on this one, as well as chronograph test both on this one and this one, so you can see the difference between them. I can tell you that the prime on this one, it does seem a lot tougher. That is a really hard spring in here. So this one does seem to have an upgraded spring, and then, when you actually load this blaster, you actually have to pull out the barrel, and then with the clip in, Putting it the right way. Okay. So with the magazine in, you actually have to do that to load each dart. And then when you're ready for the next round, you pull that out. The dart pops up in the magazine. And then you push that down again. Each time you actually pull the priming handle and you are ready to go. So it does take a little bit longer to actually fire this blaster compared to this one. However, you have the 15 dart Talon magazine that comes with it. And it is like I said, it's obviously a magazine fed blaster, so you can actually stay in the fight a little bit longer than with, say, this one, unless you're carrying several rival rounds in your pocket. In regards to the power behind this one, as you're going to see in the chronograph, I can definitely hit the 200 mark with this. It loves bamboo darts, I can tell you that. I will also tell you, though, that from my experience with the Gen 3 worker darts, the newer the dart, the better it's going to perform. Once you actually start shooting these a couple of times, you actually see a significant drop in the FPS. You're not going to quite hit the 200 plus mark. You're going to hit closer to the 180, 190 mark, and that's okay. For how small this blaster is, it is fine. I will tell you that putting it together, it is a breeze. You have all metal internals. It is a metal plunger tube here. The plunger rod is a solid plastic. It does have a screw in there, so if you actually wanted to upgrade this spring even more, you can go ahead and do that. I don't know exactly what spring came with this in the actual kit itself, but it looks like it may be able to fit a K25 or a K26 spring in here. Even if you try to find one of those elusive K31s, I don't know what exactly that would power, but you could probably fit it in here too because it is a decent size tube. When it comes to unscrewing it, of course, you can take out these screws and this just clamshells right open. When you get this blaster, this entire blaster, the only thing that is actually assembled is the shell with only 3 screws holding it together. You have the trigger and the safety. Everything else is in a separate bag, and you actually have to put everything together, including this tube. So this tube, this little scar barrel up front, you actually have to put that in. This tube feeds into this little plastic piece here, and then you actually have to mount it in here directly with the actual plastic that mounts and keeps this sealed. So again, if you are interested in learning how to actually assemble a blaster from scratch, this is actually a really good starter one. My plan is to eventually get G-Rex one of these so he can actually start to learn how to put things together, follow the instructions, and go from there. He is at that age where, yeah, he likes to look at modified Nerf guns, but he's not quite at the, hey, I want to build one completely from scratch just by looking at pictures, and this is going to be a good starter one for him. Now, when it comes to playing with the blasters themselves, I will tell you, I recommend 14 and up with this one. It is powerful. G-Rex actually has a hard time. He's 10 even priming this thing. He actually has to hold it down between his legs and then pull really hard on this. It is a really tough prime for somebody who does not have strong arms. This one, however, I don't know. I think that he can go ahead and prime this. I would actually compare this to the Nerf rival Fate, and that is with a K25 spring. So I don't know exactly how that's going to be when it comes to priming for him, but I do recommend this one. You know, we're actually going to go ahead and actually now run this through the chronograph. Again, we're also going to do accuracy tests with the mini darts, and I dare say with the rival rounds, because rival rounds are not the most accurate things, though I might actually switch to the AccuStrike rival rounds, and yeah, then I'll come back with my final thoughts regarding these blasters. so we're going to test out the accuracy of the Cheetah using the rival rounds. I've got the regular rounds that came with this, and I have 2 of the AccuStrike rounds in my pocket here that we'll use afterwards and see just how well this does. Of course, we're going to be aiming at my new target basket down here. Hopefully we'll be able to actually get it to go through one of those targets in there. But hey, as long as we actually hit the basket, that's the target area as far as I'm concerned. So we are shooting from about 30 feet away. Okay, so I can actually tell you that with the Accu rounds, we hit the 25-point target there dead center. So the AccuStrike rounds are pretty accurate with this. The other rounds, I'm going to say that we hit about 4 that were actually in the target area. There was one that went a little bit further south than it, but they were all fairly accurate. So all in all, I give this one an accuracy rating of very high. For a rival blaster, this is amazing. So not bad. Okay, up next, we are going to do the Cheetah 2.0 with the half dart conversion in it. Let's go ahead and actually aim for that target. I'm actually gonna have to watch this in slow motion to see just which ones hit, because to tell you the truth, these were going so fast. I could hear where a couple of them hit, but some of them, I don't know where they hit. So stay tuned for the analysis up next. Okay, so it is a chilly fall morning here in central Ohio, and I am actually out in another parking lot range, different than my normal one, where we are going to test out the Cheetah 2.0 with the mini dart conversion from Worker. I am actually going to be doing a couple of shots using the Worker Gen 3 darts. We're going to be doing the angled, and we're going to be doing a straight shot. I've already measured out the distances of these parking spots, so it's a little bit different than the normal one that I do. So I'm gonna have to do some math in my head as we do these shots. So let's go ahead and get this test started. Angled shot. Straight shot. I'm going to go ahead and do a dart recovery. Stay tuned for the actual results. Okay, so I am actually out at the parking lot range with the original Cheetah 1.0. This is the one that shoots the rival rounds. We are going to test to see the distance on this thing. We've already done the chronograph. It is pretty much right around a higher end rival blaster. We hit over 100 at one point in time. let's see how this can go. I will say that we are shooting into a headwind, so Lord knows what's going to happen with this blaster. Angle shot. That wind definitely caught it, so let's see if the straight shot goes further. Let me go recover these rounds and we'll be right back. All right, so the straight shot, we got about 80 feet. That is not accounting for the, well, actually, no, that's after accounting for about 30 feet of a roll. With the angled shot, we only got about 70 feet. I can tell you exactly why that is. Again, as you can see by my hair blowing around, there is a high wind, and when I actually shot this thing, all I saw that ball was go at the angle and then straight up, and I could literally see the wind slowing it down. And then when it landed almost at a perfectly straight angle and then rolled back. So technically, when it rolled back, where I picked it up at was only 60 feet away. So go figure. That tells you just how strong the wind gust is right here in Ohio right now today. So again, it's fall. Do I think that this can actually hit 100 feet? Absolutely. Yes, the chronograph proves that, but not with this wind. So don't take these numbers for what they are. Take them for what they can be, because yeah, you're definitely going to need a grain of salt with these. I'm going to put that out in the infographic here. I cannot punish this blaster for the wind. It's the rival rounds. These things are very soft. They are very lightweight. So yeah, it's a shame because this is really a good blaster. Okay, so I am back with my final thoughts regarding the Cheetah, the Worker Cheetah. So let me tell you, for a rival blaster, this thing is pretty cool. I do dig the entire transparent shell and the fact that you can see the internals. Not only do you have the transparent shell, but you also have a translucent internal as well. So you can actually see when this is loaded. You can probably see my finger in there. Get that close in there. Anyways, all fingering blaster jokes aside, that being said, the only thing that I did not like about this blaster is that with this, like this trigger, how it is, this I should say this priming lever like this. If you actually set your hand up like this, and if you have your thumb up like this as well, it's kind of easy. You should see if you don't actually tuck your thumb underneath the beaver tail, you will get this snag right here. It's not so much of an issue with the Cheetah 1 as it is with the 2.0 and with the adapter kit. Only because of the fact that since you actually have this front barrel here, you're kind of wanting to actually hold either like this or like this to keep a steady hand, and that is where your thumb will get caught when this slams back, and that will cause you to jerk up, and well, you're not going to be as accurate, and the darts are not going to come out as powerful because again, the spring is stopped. So there is that. Other than that, listen, this is $20. This is right at the tail end of a value blaster as far as I'm concerned, given that 2023 prices are a thing. So yeah, tail end of the value blaster category, as I would call it, because again, $20, that's not even half a tank of gas for me. I have no problem getting this blaster. I actually recommend getting this blaster because it's just fun. It's something different, it's not Nerf, and yeah, Worker makes a good product. I know that there are people out there who will try to say, oh my gosh, it's a Chinese company. Cut the xenophobic crap, people. Seriously, it gets old. Worker has been providing quality parts for everyone for mods for years now. So buying this, go for it. While you're at it, pick yourself up a Seagull, pick yourself up a Nightingale. They are all awesome blasters. Actually, I have one that I actually ordered as well. That is the Worker Hurricane that I can't wait to open up and do a review on because, yeah, it looks fun. Now, regarding this blaster, here are the pros and cons with this one. Let me tell you, the major con is this. It's easy to forget. I did it a couple of times. So you actually just prime and you go get ready to fire and you're like, oh, where's the dart? Oh, yeah. I forgot to do that. So that can get annoying really quick. Of course, if you remember that, it's not too big of an issue. The performance on this thing, it is pretty amazing. It does have an upgraded spring. You can probably upgrade the spring even more and get even higher performance out of it. But, you know, it is what it is. I will tell you that this is not a blaster for anyone under the age of 10. As I mentioned before, G-Rex has a hard time priming this one. Not so much this one. He actually, during the chronograph, fired off a few rounds by himself. So, again, I highly recommend this one. This one, if you are wanting to pick up something as a little secondary or even a backup blaster, so to speak, secondary blaster. This is a little too big for a backup blaster. This one is actually perfect, and it will impress anybody on the battlefield with how fast it can fire and how hard it fires. I will tell you, it does say 200 average. I can honestly say that even though the chronograph didn't show it this time around, that is valid out of the box. When it is fresh out of the box, that spring is new, it's got that tension there, yes, you will hit over 200 constantly. After it's been shot a few times, that's when it starts to go down. I did still hit 200 with fresh worker darts, but again, that's not always the case. As you can see, sometimes we went down into the 190 range. There was one that actually went down a little bit lower. I'm going to chalk that one up, and I'm actually scratching that one out of the chronograph test, only because of the fact that part of that was due to a misfire with the barrel itself. It's not fair to test the actual performance of the blaster due to user error. Now, $40 at Out of Darts. I recommend this one. This is good. It's a good little performance blaster. They do also sell an adapter kit for this blaster, the one that is with rival rounds, where instead of actually getting the full metal internals, you just get the adapter kit to shoot standard size and half-length darts as well. Technically any length darts as well, but it does not have the magazine feed to it. So I guess you could do the upgrade with just a $27 purchase from Out of Darts, or you can go for the Gusto with 40. So make that decision. I want to actually go ahead and thank you all for watching Secondhand Blasters. If you have any blasters that you want me to go ahead and review, go ahead and leave a comment or shoot me an email. I probably have them in my inventory. I just haven't gotten to them yet. I do also want to remind you all that we are doing a giveaway. Every 100 subscribers we get another blaster that's going to be going to a new home. So, again, we are almost at that point to do another giveaway. Keep on liking, keep on sharing, and as soon as we get that next magical number, I'm going to launch a video and tell you all, send me an email, we're going to do a giveaway. Until next time, keep on blasting.